Hello developers, in part 2 we integrate with our device musics. So for this I am going to create a new model for my music. So for this I just create a package called model. In model only we are going to integrate our all the data classes, right, by use of MVVM approach. I am just creating my data class song. In each song it contains a unique identifier with the type of long and using that default value also, and it has some title where artist name, duration of each song duration, right, it is in long, and size of our song, data which is the path of our song in our external media, right, and album and album ID. Cool. We have created our model. In next step I am going to create a UI for this. Create a list screen in view folder, which is the list of music going to display on our home screen, right. For this I am just create a composable with the list screen item which contains each item like song names and all. First it has some image, and column it has two text field like song name and author name and all. Row must be a full max width and some clickable to open our song, right. Now clickable padding, and for now I'm just using a local image. We need to integrate our song's corresponding image further. And let the title of the song let it be a believer song and has something like from Imagine right. I'm just refreshing my project. It will render as I am using preview. It need to render. Cool. We can add some spacer with 12 dp. Here I am using FF for 100% and following the 6 digit of hex code for colors, right. I am just using this color here, and further we are going to this background something like purple color. Cool. And title I am just giving a semi-bold with color as white. Default it will take a black color. And this image and this column, right, need to have center alignment. vertical alignment, center vertical. Now these items are done, and we need a list screen which is going to list all our musics. Right. For this purpose, I am going to use lazy column. It will smoothly render all our list in a scrollable format. Right. I'm just reusing the preview from here. Done. Further, we can add a divider. This line-like structure will come. And for lazy column, I'm just giving a top DP of 40. Oops, we need to add a background here also. And in this step, we are going to add a permission to access our media, right? Like allow or dissolve. So for this permission, we need to use this launcher. Remember launcher for activity result, and we need to set for external permission, right? And further, I am just going to add activity result contacts that request permission, which will prompt a message to allow or disallow our local storage. Once it is granted, we can enable its permission granted equal to true, like that. If granted only, we need to check and fetch the list of the songs. Okay. It is a launch effect we need to call whenever it opens the list screen. And ideally, whenever it opens app, it just call this launcher with the permission of something like manifest, Android like manifest with permission of media audio. And just like having a read access with media audio, right? We need to add this in manifest. By using users permission only, we can allow permission to our application, like eternal permission and all. So I just added our necessary permissions. In this step, I'm just fetching songs from view model. Just a create function in a view model. Anyway, I just use for better viewing personality. And these logic must be implemented to fetch our desired songs from our storage, right? To replicate, I just replicated with the command D or control D. Just initialize the projections. And here, by using selection logic only, we need to fetch only songs. Only songs in the case we don't want our any voice notes, any recordings from our external player, right? So here I am adding a check. So if it is only a music kind of thing, not any format, which is true, and $30,000 milliseconds, in the sense 30 seconds. It need to, every audio must be greater than 30 seconds and greater than 500 KB at least. From using the selection functionality, we can fetch those proper songs. Next step, we need to initialize our cursor. Here we are passing our UI, projection, selection, and no need to fix, so I just give it as a null. And sort order, I'm just sorted based on my date of inserted, so data added, right? In descending order, so last added item must become first. And here I'm just fetching all the IDs in ID column, all the IDs of the song, right? Similarly, title and all. We are getting a batch wise of all the data. After that, we can loop and get our individual data. Once every data is retrieved, we have a loop to iterate our desired values, which is each songs, and store each songs into a list. You need to add a proper format like get long, get string, get hint, or based on our created model. Here data is the path of our music. Yeah. Once done, we can parse it within a song model and add it to the song list. And this is a second level of security check. We don't want to take songs from WhatsApp, and just added a WhatsApp check. And recordings, we don't want a recordings also, and we don't want this thing like call recordings. So apart from this, every video present can be shown here. cool. Once then we need a mutable state value to update the list dynamically in the list screen based on our app changes or data changes, right? For this I'm just creating a mutable state flow, and here we're going to add state flow. Oops, we just missed those. Right. The name could be not equal, right? So I just changing my name. Cool. Once the list is updated, we can just go to the list screen and see all the data from here. But we can use observe state because we are using only state flow, right? We can use observe a state, which is collect a state. Data.title, and we have to check data.artist. And to change the image, right, in list screen, we need something called the album ID not equal to null, and it is greater than 0. If it is a case only, I am going to check for URI parser. Here I am just going to add a coil compose. By using coil compose only we can render our images from online or CDNs or from URLs instead of our hard-coded image. So I'm just going to use this coil compose. Sync the project. Once done, we also need to implement this in build.build. Yeah, cool, everything is done. We can perfect to run our project. And before that, I'm just going to set up our navigation controller for navigation of two screens, right? Once we click the image, we need to navigate our music player screen. So because of that purpose, I'm just going to add nav controller, right? So anyway, the app is running and it's working well only. We are now focusing on our navigation screen spot. Nav host must be passed two parameters. One is controller, one is start destination. From start destination only, and our code will going to execute. Place generated with. Here I am going to pass the on-click functionality to check the playing of our music video. Yeah, something is messed up, right? We can add this also. For once done, we also pass the ID right from our backstack. Need to change too long. And if it's a back arrow is clickable, we just need a pop backstack. Just shift our single screen to backwards. Right. Once we pass the ID, we can find which song is playing like that. Still, we need to add a safety check, preferably. Here I am going to add some padding center modifier. This is 128 dB. I'm just going to reuse this functionality as same as in ListScreen, right? Let me screen here. Items. Here I'm going to reuse this image with async image. First one postcoded. Full view model is implemented and music view model is also implemented. So once click now, we need to have some play functionality, right? So which song is playing is taken as a parent, and let's say we are going to check our data path, right? So sound or data, in the sense data path. Player.prepare. I'm just going to use the path here. We're doing this. Function play song. This function needs to be done with exo player. So let's check. Song data path we are fetching now based on the song. In each player equal to be prepared, right? And player.play pass is playing equal to true. Cool. Once done, we can run our project. It will work very perfectly fine. Sound duration got issue, right? So just give a default value. Now on clickley we need to call this play icon. Cool. Now it's finally listed my entire items in the my storage, and I once I click it, the draggable progress bar, and I can pause and play without any glitches and all. Yeah, cool, right? In next video we can add this bottom bar with the playing icon, and finally we can categorize our songs based on the artist and all. So hope you like this tutorial.